Meanwhile, as the crackdown does continue, our nation's capital, Democrats appear to be in disarray yet again, off on the wrong track as party leaders struggle to find a message and facing criticism for it. More with Jeanine Pirro from our show yesterday.
If we have our way, we will be able to make D.C. safe again. And the president's going to do it. And we've got this. Last night, there were 700 federal and local cops on the streets. And this is what the community wants. They want to be able to be safe. This is a message that we're not going to tolerate crime as if that's just the way things go. And I'm tired of hearing that crime is down. It's not down for people who are suffering from violent crime.
Kellyanne Conway, former senior advisor to President Trump, Fox News contributor, with us now. Good morning to you. Nice to see you in person again.
Yeah, great to have you.
You live in Washington, D.C.? I mean, how's this going to go over? How bad is it? How much better can they make it?
The residents are thrilled. We feel the difference already because this should be a no-brainer. 91% of D.C. residents told the Washington Post pollsters crime is an issue. 51% said it's a very serious issue. Those numbers in the response were higher among African-American residents and folks in certain parts of D.C. where crime and violence is more prevalent. Bill and Dana, I don't understand how the party that started out with defund the police, which essentially also means defend the criminals, is still gnawing on that bone. It makes no sense to anyone. I can't think of a single constituent, a single donor that they're mollifying. And I think this is part of the 10-year attack on President Trump. Why? Because he's eating into his legacy is eating into their constituency. If he's trying to reduce crime in urban areas, then he's going to continue to grow that coalition, African Americans, Hispanic Americans. If he's saying school choice for education, if he's saying Tax Cuts and Jobs Act for the middle class, if he's saying peace instead of sending our kids to war, if he's saying trade will protect your job instead of shipping it and your wealth overseas, he's gnawing right into the Democratic agenda. But on crime, if one Democrat who has said, send more weapons to Ukraine, make sure other countries can defend themselves, if one Democrat would just stand up and say, you have a point on the border, our national security, our sovereignty, you have a point on putting more police on our streets, making us feel safer. And to hear Jeanine Pirro and Pam Bondi and Donald J. Trump himself come into the heart of D.C. and say, we live here now. I live there too. We live here now and we see right in front of us. I think in this country we suffer from the epidemic of looking the other way and pretending what we don't see. Sometimes it means people's pain, but it often means people's safety.
Well, let's take a look at Senator Schumer, because he said this, and I think it's interesting. He obviously has security, he has money, and he is not worried, and he thinks it's overblown. Watch it.
I walk around all the time. I wake up early in the morning sometimes and take a nice walk as the sun is rising around some of the Capitol and the other monuments and things, and I feel perfectly safe. They're full of it. Look, here's what they've done, Aaron. Plain and simple. Donald Trump wants to distract.
You know, even over at Morning Joe, they were saying, guys, you're falling into a trap here. Yes. And just be honest about what's happening.
Yes, well, that is correct. And look, these are cosseted, protected people. They do have security. They have black car services. They go from portal to portal. And I feel they're also exposing Mondami, J.B. Pritzker, George Soros, Dana. It's a party that's being led by a lot of rich white liberals. They're welcome to be rich, but they don't understand that they're out of touch with other people. Look, in J.B. Pritzker's Chicago, their homicide rates are up, the violent crimes are up. And here in East New York, I looked up the statistics. There's a District 75 in Hakeem Jeffries' congressional district, that precinct. Their crime is 75% higher than the rest of New York and 250% higher than the rest of the country. So when Hakeem Jeffries, the other leader of the Democratic Party in the House, joins Chuck Schumer in saying this is all fantasy, you can't tell people that crime is look at stats and state of mind if you're living that real experience. And I would have thought a year after Jocelyn Nagorny and Laken Riley became household names, I would have thought one, two, or maybe an entire party of Democrats would step up and say, this is an area where we agree. Maybe we don't agree about the funding, we don't agree about
the how,
but the why and the where is way overdue.
Let me come to this point in a moment about Soros. Dana mentioned it. Go ahead and have a listen here. MSNBC, CNN, watch.
You can't keep saying violent crime is down, but the murder rate's up. To the average person, the murder rate's about life and death. The Democrats are, I agree with you, Mika, they're falling into the trap of defending what's indefensible.
It's a trap. I can't tell you how profoundly stupid it is for Democrats to get up with their facts and their figures and their charts and their graphs and say, look, you're safe. Can't you read this chart, idiots? Why are you complaining? I don't have to tell you how profoundly stupid that is because voters told you how profoundly stupid that was in 2024.
You react to that, but also you mentioned Soros, and this is reporting that they're paying $20 million to get people to come out and protest. The other day, they had 150 demonstrators across from Lafayette Park in the White House. You get 150 people on a street corner every hour of every day in New York. 150 is not a lot.
It's not a lot.
Does this grow? I don't see that just yet.
150 is like a small second wedding where I come from. It doesn't amount to a protest, but there's a reason for that, Bill. I think even folks who would be paid to protest are saying, well, wait a second. I thought I was protesting Donald Trump or the rabid Republicans. You have me protesting more police. You have me protesting locking up criminals. You have me protesting getting the homeless off the streets. And by the way, if you truly care about the homeless, you don't just give them a bigger tent. You take them off the street and you find out what their medical and mental maladies are, and you treat that as well. So, look, the fact that the Democratic Party is taking the party part too seriously. J.B. Pritzker's having a backyard barbecue as a billionaire. You've got them saying, this guy said that his official protesting business, the business is up, several 100%. It makes no sense that this is the way you would spend your money.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how the left being cozy with the media protecting the left, and also now paid protesters giving them a false sense of what's going on. It's almost as if somebody needs to stop within the Democrats. It's not going to be Schumer. It's not going to be Hakeem Jeffries. Before we started, I said every day I look for something positive to say about, like, oh, that's really smart that the Democrats are doing. I've yet to see it.
Dana, why doesn't it come from a Democratic mayor in a big city? Why doesn't it come from a Democratic governor in one of the purple states? Where's Andy Beshear? Where's Josh Stein in North Carolina? Why don't these people stand up and say, excuse me, it is real, and here we've figured out a way to work with the Republican state legislature to improve quality of life, cost of living issues. Here's how we've done it. And all of this is happening while kids are trying to make their way to school, as people are trying to make their way to work. We need to feel safe. We had a homeless guy on our street. The U.S. Park Police were in charge of them. President Trump called me a couple days ago and we were talking about crime. I said, I live in the heart of D.C. We already feel safer. He said, well, why didn't you call me about the homeless guy? I said, by the way, he was 6'3", probably filled with muscles, teenage girls in the house. And I said, you weren't president then. And it's U.S. Park Police. You can't even call the D.C. police. No. You can't call Mayor Bowser. So that's the thing about D.C. And I want people to know, after about the next 25 or 26 days, President Trump would have to go to Congress and let them extend this for him. Otherwise, home rule is over. And I have a feeling smart people in other cities are not going to be resisting him. They're going to be asking him to come to those cities and help clean it up.
Thanks, Kellyanne.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
I'll see you on the 5.
You got it.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.